Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center from me, the leading Northeast home of spiritual freedom and spiritual thinking. My name is John Herbs, and let's start this off with a little energy. Okay, it's been a long, long time, but you and I both know that life is good all the time. One more time. Life is good all the time. Now let's sing the whole thing together. Life is good all the time. So we're going to take a look at some things that can help make it life good all the time. You'll see in your brochure information about the 7 steps of the law of attraction and the 6 key steps for manifestation. I did that so rather than trying to jot down notes and split your time up, you can just kick it and hear what I'm going to say or fall asleep, as you may well like to do. I'm still recovering from a bit of from a back injury, so I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. But I was fortunate enough to get a nerve burning. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but I had gone under 6 treatments of pain blockers and none of them worked. I had surgery and that really didn't work. So a young doctor by the name of Ryan out at Southwest Hospital had introduced nerve burning, where he actually puts a needle in your back and burns the nerve that are connecting and causing the pain. And so he did that with me, and I'll be darned, it works pretty good. It sounds kind of earthy, but anyhow, that's where we're going right now. I love trains. I got to tell you, I always wanted to be an engineer. I want to be an engineer today, but I couldn't. One is I didn't pass the test, and secondly, I had rheumatic fever as a kid. And if you've had a heart disease, they don't want you driving a 7-ton train across the country. So I didn't get that. But when I was a little child, about 7, 8 years old, when we went out to my grandmother's and grandfather's house, my mother's parents, their farm backed up on a railroad track. And I used to walk, and they had a big farm, so it was like a half-a-day walk. I used to walk back by the tracks and sit on a stump and wait for the trains to go by. And they'd go thundering by, and I thought they were going like 200 miles an hour or something. And the engineer would wave at me as I was sitting on this little stump. And that was, I look forward to that more than anything else. In fact, any chance I get to watch a train moving, I take it. You know where the fastest train in the world is right now? Japan? No, you would think it is. It used to be. But right now it's in China. And it's between Shanghai and the airport, which is over about 150 miles. And it goes 311 miles an hour. Think of that. That is unbelievable. At least I think it's unbelievable. But anyhow, there are 2 parts to manifesting. There is the law of attraction, and the law of attraction draws anything we think of to it. In fact, the law of attraction is the 3rd principle in the 5 principles of unity. And that 3rd principle says, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And the important thing is what I choose. And we have to remember, we're choosing everything that happens to us, according to the Course in Miracles, that we're making those choices. But the law of attraction is the force of energy that brings the information, brings what we want to us and all the things needed. Manifesting is the process of putting it together and making it happen. So that's kind of the difference. And we'll take a little closer look at that. A real important part of the law of attraction is what we call to us. If we're calling low, and there's low energy and high energy. If we're pulling low energy to us, that's the energy of depression. That's the energy of, oh, I'm not worth anything. Nobody loves me. Oh, poor baby. You know, that's the law, that's the energy that stops us, that tells us, don't try too hard, John. It's not going to work. You know, that's the energy that slows us down. And that energy is hard to kick. Once you wallowed in low energy, you know, you got to work a little bit in order to get out of it. Okay, so that's the I'm ugly energy. I got a big nose. That was one thing I always really, you know, anybody who said that used to stop me in my tracks. But, you know, I conquered it. I have an ample nose. That's what I say. So I turn the words around. On the other hand, there's high energy. And that's the energy that tells us, you know, that gives us motivation. I'm handsome. I'm intelligent. I'm worthwhile. I'm important. Notice there's one thing on both things, the I am. Remember the burning bush, and Moses asked God, who are you? And God said, I am the great I am. So when we put the I am in, we are giving, you know, that statement, energy of the universe, energy of God. So be very careful in what your I am statements are. You know, who watched Dancing with the Stars besides me? I guess kind of. There's two of us with good taste. I love Dancing with the Stars. I found my niche in college when I took ballroom dancing. I was not a good high school student. I was a terrible high school student. In fact, when I was in high school, all through my education career, I was promoted. They called it social promotion. I don't know what that meant, but they just moved me along and moved me out. When in my senior year, I had a class. I didn't have a homeroom. I stood in back of the auditorium because the senior class was 996 students. It's the biggest class, graduating class Parma ever had and has had since. So I didn't have a homeroom. I stood at the back because I was such a smart mouth punk. And I was. I mean, I didn't pick on people, but I didn't mind a good fight if it happened to come along. And I had a real attitude problem. And the vice principal, as I stood up in back of the homeroom, he used to take my attendance personally, and he used to get this close to my face and say, well, Herbs, what are you going to do today? And I used to smile and say, I'm having fun. And that used to bother him to no end. But I got into college through what's called extended session. And that was a program in which they offered a college experience to those who normally wouldn't be accepted. And they took the summer and they extended the summer program. And that program and if you passed that extended program, you could go on and enter the first semester of college, real college. Okay, so I passed that class. I got into real college, and I still was trying to get my act together. My counselor said, you got to take some phys ed. Well, I noticed in the phys ed there was ballroom dancing, so I took ballroom dancing. And lo and behold, I like to dance. I love dancing, and I could make girls do dancing, and I could get girls to do my homework dancing, especially girls who were elementary school teachers, because they love to help anybody out, and I love to be helped. So, I got through college thanks to probably at least 20 women in various subject areas. And I was watching on, I like Dancing with the Stars. And this last season, they had a young woman who had won a gold medal in the Paralympics on snowboarding. She had 2 prosthetic legs. She lost her legs at the knee because of spinal meningitis. And she won the snowboarding, and she came in second in the Dancing with the Stars. That was fantastic. How in the world could she do that? And they interviewed her, and she said, I never spent a second thinking negative about that I couldn't do it. I always knew that I would be an Olympic star. And as soon as I tried out for Dancing with the Stars, I knew I was going to do well. She never doubted herself. And while she was in the hospital, recovering from her leg surgery and had the prosthetics on, her father used to come in and dance with her. So she never doubted. And that's what we need when we're calling the universe to us, is we don't doubt what we have. We don't do that. So let's take a quick look at what we have on those 7 steps. 1, we need to relax at least 15 minutes a day so we get our mind clear. We think of from 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. That's what I got from Google, so I can't argue with it. Okay? Be sure of what you want. Don't doubt yourself. Doubt kills it. Be sure of what you want. If you're not sure, wait. Wait and find out. Okay? Ask the universe to deliver what you want by visualizing. And I did that. I had that experience with I got a job working for the Ohio Rehabilitation Commission about 35 years ago. And I worked myself up to a counselor 4, which is the highest level of counselor under supervisor. And my boss was fired one day for what they called malfeasance. I don't know what that word means, but maybe he was taking the change home with him, I don't know. Anyhow, I got a call, sitting in the office, I got a call from the state director, a guy by the name of Richard A. Strike, and he said, who are you? I said, John Herbs. What's your counseling level? I said, a counselor 4. He said, would you like to be acting manager? Hey, fine, I'll take that. And so I got in, and after a couple of years, the state of Ohio reached agreement with DePaul University to offer a master's program in administration. And they wanted all the people who were working as managers to take that course, and if you passed it, you'd be promoted with salary, and you'd have a master's degree in administration. Wow. So I signed up, and once again, the dummy train caught me. I was not a good student, and it was divided. And the courses were offered on weekends. One weekend, every weekend, we would go down to Columbus for classes, 3 classes, and on the 4th weekend, we'd go to Chicago for a set of classes. And my first weekend, I had like 45 pages of notes I couldn't read, and they gave us books to read. And I called my boss, Lloyd, and I said, I can't do it. I can't do this. And he said, no, this is negative thinking, John. I want you to meet with my wife, Ruth Miller. She's the chairman of the social department, and she's helped more people get their master's degrees than you have bones in your body. So I met with Ruth, and she told me she said, I'm going to give you 3 steps in order that you've got to do. And if you do them, you're going to get a master's degree. And she said, 1, she said, never take an incomplete. Never. Hand it in no matter how bad it looks. If they don't like it, they'll ask you to do it all over again. And 2, don't ever drop a class. And if you never, because once you drop a class, you won't be able to catch up. And 3, and the most important thing, is visualize yourself walking across the stage and getting your diploma. See yourself doing that. Every day, and every day make a little note about what you see that day that's different from what you saw the day before. I did it. Now, there were 45 students in that program, and there were 10 students that finished, and I was one of the 10. I couldn't believe it. Nobody could believe it. I told Barb and Stan, I don't think I was going to Unity at the time, and they couldn't believe it. Anyhow, manifesting and bringing the energy to us, these are 2 things we need to do. So ask the universe by visualizing, feel it, just what does it feel like to get what you want? Just what does it feel like to marry or to be with the person of your dreams? Just what does it feel like to own your new home? Just what does it feel like to have paid for your children's college education? And always show gratitude for what you've got. Gratitude produces tremendous energy. And trust the universe will deliver. You got to trust, and we've been brought up in a skeptical society. You take a look at what's on television, the news, and you find all day long, everybody's finding fault with somebody. They want to lynch the weatherman for whatever reasons. Okay, and it's key steps for manifesting, because once you get it, you got to do something with it. Be clear the space. Okay, so you want to clear the space. You want to get clear on what you're asking for, similar to what it is to manifest. You want to chill out, relax. You got it. It's yours. Don't be hyper about it. Don't be upset about it. You have it. If you want to find the person you love, have the lasting relationship, you got it. You just have to ferret it out. It's already yours. The thing about manifesting is whatever you want is already yours. You need to believe that. And the last thing I want to skip down is always remember that the universe is committed to your happiness. God sent the most powerful energy source ever known, the universe, to make and help you be happy. You've got to keep that in mind. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you, and may He give you His grace, and may He send the universe to answer all your wishes and provide all your dreams. Thank you.